We're diving into some heavy stuff today. The legacy of someone who very recently passed away, former Minnesota State Senator Kari Dziedzic. You might have heard about this. It's been in the news quite a bit lately.
Oh, my God.
Senator Dziedzic passed away Friday at just 62 after battling cancer. And I think it's important that we take some time to celebrate her life and achievements. It's a tough thing to process. But, if you're finding value in this conversation, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.
A real loss for Minnesota.
Yeah, absolutely. Dziedzic had an incredible impact on the state during her 12 years in the legislature, especially leading the DFL caucus, that's the state's Democratic Party, through this really significant legislative session back in 2023.
Right.
Think about it. Her work touched policies that affect people's lives every day, and we're going to unpack all of that today. Her unique leadership style, how her personal battles shaped her policies, and what her legacy means for all of us.
It's a story worth exploring.
Definitely. And we want to hear from you, too. If you have any thoughts or memories of Senator Dziedzic, please share them in the comments. Okay, let's start with her journey. Dziedzic grew up in Minneapolis, went to the University of Minnesota, and then dedicated over a decade to serving in the state legislature.
And eventually became the DFL Senate Majority Leader, navigating a political landscape where her party held a very slim majority in the Senate.
Right, and that's where her leadership really shines. Even those across the aisle had incredible respect for her world. House Speaker Melissa Hortman, a fellow Democrat, called her one of the most skilled diplomats ever to serve in elected office.
Wow.
But here's the thing. Even GOP Senate Minority Leader Mark Johnson, a Republican, said she was a trusted colleague and friend.
That speaks volumes about her ability to build bridges.
Totally. Hortman also highlighted Dziedzic's knack for finding workable compromises, which was essential in that 2023 session. With such a tight majority, it wasn't about forcing an agenda. It was about finding solutions that actually worked for Minnesotans, regardless of party lines.
A valuable approach in today's political climate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about some of her legislative victories. During that 2023 session, she was instrumental in codifying abortion rights, securing free school meals for every student in the state, and expanding voting rights for people who were formerly incarcerated. These are big wins that have a real impact on people's lives. Remember to hit that like button, share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about political legacies like this one.
Each of those achievements addressed critical issues facing Minnesotans.
Exactly. Codifying abortion rights ensures access to essential health care. For women, providing free school meals helps fight child hunger and supports families. And expanding voting rights strengthens our democracy. It's about creating a more just and equitable society for everyone.
Core values that clearly resonated with Senator Dziedzic.
Absolutely. And what's particularly powerful is how she used her personal struggles to fuel her policy work.
Her battle with ovarian cancer in particular shaped her legislative agenda.
You're right, she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and that experience inspired her to fight for a law requiring health insurance companies to cover the cost of wigs for cancer patients. Imagine going through grueling treatment and still having the energy and compassion to advocate for others like that.
A testament to her resilience and dedication.
It really is, and that law goes into effect on January 1st. So her legacy will continue to have a tangible impact on Minnesotans battling cancer, helping them save around $1,000 a year on wigs.
A fitting tribute to her commitment to improving the lives of her constituents.
It really is. Now, following her passing, there's been an outpouring of tributes, and they all paint a picture of this extraordinary woman. Her family released a statement remembering her enthusiastic and humble leadership and her heart of gold.
Governor Walz, who worked closely with her, called her a one-of-a-kind leader, ally, and friend who used her personal experience to improve the lives of others. High praise indeed.
And then Senator Amy Klobuchar, who actually had Dziedzic as her state senator, talked about her strength and calm and grace and how she governed without political drama. It's clear that everyone who knew her was deeply touched by her compassion and effectiveness. Be sure to share this deep dive with your friends and family so we can continue to celebrate and recognize people like Senator Dziedzic.
Her impact extended far beyond the political arena.
Absolutely. Her family has requested privacy during this difficult time. But there are ways we can honor her memory. The visitation is scheduled for this Thursday, and her family is encouraging donations to organizations like the Dziedzic Family Foundation, Eastside Neighborhood Services, the Walt Dziedzic Innovation Fund, and the Minnesota Ovarian Cancer Alliance. These are all causes that reflect her commitment to her community. And to helping others, donating is a wonderful way to celebrate her legacy and continue her work. Thinking back to all those tributes, the word that really sticks with me is diplomat. Dziedzic had this incredible ability to navigate complex political situations and build bridges across the aisle, even when things got heated. If this deep dive is resonating with you, don't forget to hit the like button, share it, and subscribe to the channel.
Her ability to find common ground was truly remarkable.
It really was. And it wasn't just about being agreeable. It was about understanding different perspectives, respecting those differences, and then finding ways to move forward on issues that matter to Minnesotans.
A rare skill in today's political landscape.
For sure. And the wig coverage law is a great example of how she made it work. It addressed a real need for cancer patients who often struggled to afford wigs, which can cost upwards of $1,000, while also finding a solution that was fiscally responsible and didn't place an undue burden on insurance companies.
It speaks to her pragmatic approach to policymaking.
Exactly. It wasn't about ideology. It was about finding solutions that work for everyone involved, and it highlights how even seemingly small policy changes can have a profound impact on people's lives.
Absolutely.
I was also struck by how she championed policies that addressed bigger systemic issues like food insecurity and voting rights. Providing free school meals for all students isn't just about feeding kids. It's about addressing child poverty, improving educational outcomes, even boosting local economies and expanding voting rights. That's about making sure everyone has a voice in our democracy, regardless of their background. These are fundamental issues that get to the heart of what kind of society we want to be.
Issues that require courage and commitment to tackle head-on.
You're right, and Dziedzic had both. Codifying abortion rights, for example, was a bold move, especially considering the political climate and the fact that her party had such a narrow majority in the Senate. But she understood how important this issue was to many Minnesotans, and she was willing to fight for it.
It was a testament to her leadership.
Absolutely, and it wasn't just about passing laws. It was about the way she conducted herself, the relationships she built, the respect she earned from both sides of the aisle.
She led with integrity and a genuine desire to serve.
You hit the nail on the head. Dziedzic's story reminds us that it's possible to disagree without being disagreeable, to fight for what you believe in, while still respecting those who hold different views. It's a lesson we could all learn from, especially in these politically divisive times.
A valuable lesson indeed.
It really is. And even though she's gone, her impact will continue to be felt, not just through the laws she championed, but through the countless people she inspired.
Her legacy will endure.
It will. Her story reminds us that one person can make a difference, that even in the face of immense challenges, we can still find ways to contribute, to serve our communities, to make the world a little bit better. And that brings us back to the question we posed earlier. What aspect of Kari Dziedzic's legacy resonates most with you?
What lessons can we learn from her life and her work?
Exactly. How can we carry her legacy forward in our own lives and in our communities? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this, so please share them in the comments below. And before we move on, if you're enjoying this deep dive, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future episodes. We've got a lot more to explore.
There's always more to learn.
Always. And speaking of learning, in the final part of our deep dive, we're going to shift gears a bit and talk about how Kari Dziedzic's story can inspire us to make a difference in our own lives, even in small ways. It's going to be a powerful conversation, so stick around. It's been really inspiring to delve into Kari Dziedzic's story, but it also makes her loss feel even more profound. It's hard to believe she's gone.
It does make it all the more poignant.
It really does. But I think that's why it's so important to focus on how we can carry her legacy forward. What can we learn from her life and her work, and how can we apply those lessons to our own lives?
Her story offers a wealth of lessons.
I agree. Even facing a cancer diagnosis, she never stopped fighting, both for herself and for the people she represented. It's a powerful reminder that even in the face of immense personal challenges, we can still make a difference.
Resilience personified.
Exactly. And her commitment to collaboration is something we can all learn from in today's political climate. It's easy to get caught up in the back and forth, to focus on what divides us. But Dziedzic showed us that it's possible to disagree without being disagreeable, to find common ground and work together towards solutions.
It's a much-needed reminder.
It is. And it's not just about grand gestures or sweeping policy changes. It's about those everyday acts of kindness, empathy, and service that can have a ripple effect, like her work on securing school meals for all Minnesota students. That wasn't just about feeding kids. It was about creating a more just and equitable society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive,
A testament to her commitment to social justice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And her fight to expand voting rights, ensuring that everyone has a voice in our democracy that speaks volumes about her values. It's about creating a society where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued, and we can all contribute to that regardless of our background or political beliefs.
Every action, no matter how small, can make a difference.
Exactly. It's about volunteering our time, donating to a worthy cause, even just listening to someone with empathy. These are all ways to carry Dziedzic's legacy forward, to make the world a little bit brighter, a little bit kinder, a little bit more just...
A fitting tribute to her extraordinary life.
It really is. And on that note, we want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the life and legacy of Kari Dziedzic. We hope this conversation has been insightful and perhaps even inspired you to think about how you can make a difference in your own community.
Her story is a reminder that we all have the power to leave a positive mark on the world.
And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into topics that matter. We'll be back soon with another conversation. Until then, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep making a difference.